Hey everybody, Wyoming James checking in again from the Urban Micro Farm. So it is day 23 out here, and everybody is doing really well. It's a really overcast day. We got some weather yesterday. It's just overcast and kind of feels like fall today. But we got the birds in here, got them fed. Everybody's doing well, happy. We did have a really interesting trip yesterday afternoon. We'd like to tell you about that. I think we'll either tell you about that on the way out to the pasture or when we get to the pasture. So stay with us. Okay, on location at the Urban Micro Farm. We're out here on the pasture. Looks like all the birds are happy and well and hungry. Hey birds. We're gonna go in, take a real close look at that maggot feeder today, see what we want to do there. Everybody's happy over here, looks like. So it was kind of a wet one. It was a wet one last night. It drizzled and rained and stayed cool most of the evening. And this ground out here is just really damp, really moist. Mountain looks nice though. It's just that time of year. I'm getting the itch to be on the mountain and not farming chickens, but we've got to do what we've got to do. So Mandy's over here. We're going to go over here and follow her around as she feeds these birds. So.
You need to move the tractors.
Oh yeah, we got to move the tractors first. So we can't feed the birds till we move the tractors. So let's move the tractors. Okay, so chicken tractors moved. Mandy is doing the daily feed thing. I don't know why she fed a whole scoop to that one tractor, but she did.
We're getting close to that. We have to.
Okay, while we're in here, let's just take a little peeky peek in here, see what we can see. Just a bird. I don't even see any critters crawling around in there on it, so I don't know. Mandy thinks it's too cold, but I'll tell you, I've seen maggots in a lot cooler temperatures than this. So all right, day number 23, birds fed, chicken tractors moved, reverse that order, chicken tractors moved, birds fed. So we've got everybody ready to go for another day. Mandy and I are gonna kind of spend the rest of the day working on some type of insect trap, some way that we can add some more protein to these birds' diet out here. Again, as I walk around this taller grass, the grasshoppers just aren't here like they were when we first put these tractors out here. So we've got to work on that. As I mentioned earlier, we had a really interesting experience yesterday. We got all the chicken tractoring done. and then we hopped in the Powder River Mandarin family truckster, and we headed south 2 hours to Cheyenne, Wyoming. We went down there because there's some people that we follow on YouTube. They have a YouTube page. It's Justin and Rebecca Rhodes. It's under Justin Rhodes, and they're doing a thing called the American Farm Tour, and they have a homestead down in, I think, North Carolina. And how we happened onto them was we were looking for chicken tractor ideas, plans, designs when we first started this. And like I said, this is the farm that Google built. So in Googling up plans and stuff like that for these chicken tractors, we happen on to Justin Rhodes. And he's a family man. He's a real good guy. He does everything he does on his place is permaculture oriented, and he's got these little kiddos. He calls them chidlers, and they're a great family, a wholesome family, and we enjoy watching them. So they're doing this Great American Farm Tour where they're traveling all over the United States, and they're doing meetups. Well, as Mandy and I were watching that, we saw that one of the meetups was scheduled to be in Cheyenne yesterday. So we boogied on down there and did their meetup. Now then, it was nice to see them, nice to meet them, but the best thing that we drew from that whole experience was the other people who went there to meet up with them, that we got to meet and we got to sit there and talk to. We didn't get a lot of one-on-one time with the Rhodes, but we got a lot of one-on-one time with some really, really great people from here in the state, and then some from northern Colorado. So there was groups from as far south as like Colorado Springs, and we were the farthest ones north, I think, from the farthest north, I think. But there was a nice couple from Burns that we met down there. We exchanged information there. They don't have a YouTube page. They're just farmers is really all they are. They got a small farm right there in Burns, Wyoming, and they're it was nice visiting with them. We met some folks who just bought a place in Medicine Bow, Wyoming, and they're planning on doing essentially the same thing we're doing. They're going to do it on a little bigger scale. I don't know that theirs is a micro farm, but they're doing it right there in Medicine Bow. What a great spot. Love Medicine Bow, Wyoming. So the people that we met, it was amazing. We enjoyed that as much as anything else there. So if you want to go over it, it's Justin Rhodes, Rhodes on YouTube. So go there and check him out. Hopefully his video goes up today and they let you go do a shout out for your particular farm, or tell them what you're growing. So we did that. So it was a neat deal. The trip back, Mandy and I were just full of ideas. I mean, our heads were exploding from things that we want to do after talking to those other people. So we're gonna keep on with that, and we're just gonna forage on. One of the things that I said early on, and I'm gonna maintain that, is it's gonna get just boring as watching paint dry every day, watching me move these tractors, feed chickens. So, but that just means everything's going well. Now then, if I had a new bird that we lost to report on every single day, then that wouldn't be success. That would just be good content for you guys to watch. So I'm thankful we don't have that going on, but it's difficult. So Mandy and I are trying to come up with some new and exciting ways to keep this interesting, to keep you guys watching and stay with us. So any comments below? Here's one. Lefty Miller messaged me yesterday asking about, hey, how organic is organic? And my answer is I don't know. If you get on the USDA website and look at their qualifications for being called organic, there's about a page of them, and it basically says can't use any fertilizers, can't use any antibiotics, no hormones, no pesticides, nothing for like 3 years prior to getting your organic status. Now, what they don't say that we've found out in our own research is once you have that status, you can put down fertilizer, you can start using hormones, because they don't check back with you after that first initial 3 years. So the organic, air quotes, the organic status as far as the USDA is concerned it's kind of bogus. But what we're trying to do here is, and my contention is that anything that you're not pumping full of drugs and growth hormones that's going to be organic. I feel like when I go out in the fall and I kill a deer, or I kill an elk, or I kill an antelope, I feel like that's about as organic as you can get, because chances are nobody has ever laid hands on those, never doctored them, never administered any kind of chemicals to those. Now then, that being said, does that deer at some point in its life make it onto a rancher's alfalfa field that's been sprayed for insects? It's entirely likely. Now, a lot of my hunting's done up in the high country, so but it could happen. You know, those deer, as we know now, those deer migrate hundreds of miles to their winter range. It's entirely possible that they've grazed on an alfalfa field that's been treated for pesticide. So not even that is truly organic. But the concept here is that we want them as pure and chemical free as we can possibly get them. But Lefty brought up a good point, and Lefty's point was this: hey, that water that we're putting in these guzzlers, that water, that's tap water from the city of Casper. Now, I don't know exactly how the city of Casper treats their water, but I just about assure you that there's fluoride and chlorine both in that water. So we're giving these birds chlorine, we're giving them chemicals. But I don't know how to get around that. And you know, my response to Lefty on that was, and understand, he wasn't busting my chops. He was just saying, hey, what about this? And I appreciate that, Lefty, because that's exactly the kind of stuff that when we go to these farmer markets and sell these birds, people are going to ask us questions just like that. And I don't have an answer, but hopefully people understand that no, we're not. I mean, again, if I got this water out of a well, there's going to be heavy metals in that well. There's going to be total dissolved solids in that well. We're going to be giving it to these birds. So I don't know that there's any way to get entirely away from, have a chemically free bird. It's just not possible. Creek water. Show me a creek water that doesn't have some other chemicals in it. So, but interesting question, Lefty. Thank you so much. I don't know if you have any comments or any ideas on it, shoot them in the comments below and let me know, because we're first timers. We want to do this right, and we want everybody to kind of have some input on what we're doing too, because this is a family-run farm, and by family I mean all of you out there, everybody who's involved in this, everybody who's following along, everybody who comments, everybody who just gives us a thumbs up or a heart. You're all part of the family farm. So we appreciate you coming along, and I just want to say thank you again so much. So Wyoming James, Powder River Mandarin, hiding out over in the Cobalt Blue pickup, saying adios.